They tried to play us, but we made the game. Offend these haters, turn their shade to shame.
Believe you me.
Stick with the name that pays. Big Daddy everything. And they thought I was dumb to rap, but how dumb is that when I'm the running back? Gut punch you in front of you at eye level, see if you gon' stomach that. It's food for thought, but we don't feed them hoes, we don't need them hoes. Eloquent, Big Daddy elephant, just in they element. Intelligence, telling men something they could tell a friend. And
Armento Elefantes, what's up? You heard of elephants? Hey, if you just kind of tuning in for the first time, second time, third time, and you haven't subscribed, YouTube, go ahead and do that so you can be big time. This is Big Daddy Energy Podcast. What's up, Jeff?
Solo, what's up, brother?
Do you want to say what's up to the people?
Yeah, I'll do that, people. What's up? Hope all is well. It's good to be seen by you guys. Welcome to the Big Daddy Energy Podcast. This is where we talk about all things related to manhood. There's a lot related to manhood, so we got a lot to talk about. And that's our path, huh? What's the topic?
Oh well, yeah. It's men choose your path, man.
Okay. Yeah. This is ours, huh?
This is our path. Choose your path and stay on it. There was not too long ago. I chose a path, as all men should, and I decided to go ahead and stick with it. If you think about people like LeBron James, brother, would you say he chose a course in life to take?
Absolutely, yeah. He didn't happen upon an NBA career. It stumbled across one. Yeah, he chose that, brother.
So it's safe to say that a man should choose his path. What are some examples? What would you say some examples are of a man? I don't know.
Okay. Yeah, we have a world of examples. We can look at some today examples, some past examples. I think LeBron James is a good example, right? He made a decision and he worked towards it, and he went down that path. Another couple of modern examples. I was watching a video on Jeff Bezos, an interview that he had like in the 90s about his idea for an online store and how to capitalize with the internet and all this. It was a bookstore, and his path, the path that he chose, was that he was going to have a store where people could buy things conveniently, but they would get to have access to top-notch customer service. And his idea was that if you have the best customer service available, then this is the best course of action for a successful business, but something that people can actually rely on and enjoy. And here we are, 30 years later. And Amazon might be replacing the United States Postal Service in the next 10 years.
Oh, wow.
Because they can deliver goods when no one else can. So also you can buy everything and look at it. Look at what it's become. And so he chose his path and he went down that path.
Hey, but what if I choose a dead end?
Then so what'll happen here is you'll go down your path that you chose. And when you get to the dead end of that path, if you have time, you can turn around and then you'll have to go back through the path that you just came through and perhaps start another path if you have time.
But more than likely, I might end up dead at a dead end.
That's actually why it's called a dead end. It's because if you continue, you'll just die. Yeah. This is the way it goes. This is the path that you've chosen. And we're not here to tell you what path to take, but yeah, that's what'll happen there.
Okay. You and I had spoke about this earlier. Well, later in the week, how would you say that? End part of last week.
Mm-hmm.
the latter part of the week. And I'm gonna let you just take that and go with what what we spoke about.
Okay.
But I wanted to talk about the state of most of us men just leading our regular lives. Isn't this already a journey? I thought.
Life by itself, as it is, it's just a journey.
Yeah, man. Because I meet people, and some people along the way I meet, and we travel together for some time, and then
Yeah.
right. Yeah, I already did that.
No, that's not a journey. Actually, perhaps that's a commute, but it's not a journey.
Got you.
When you get on the bus to go to work in the morning, and there's other people on the bus, and you meet someone that's pretty cool on that bus.
Yes, sir.
You guys aren't traveling your journey together. You're commuting to work together.
Got you. Okay. I got you.
Yep.
Okay. So what about yeah, I've been on trips before.
Okay.
Vacay. I remember we went to the Maldives. And it was really cool because it's like you wouldn't know that the kind of snakes that are out there is it's not like the snakes over here. And so we just kind of met with the locals there and everything. So yep.
Okay.
Yep.
Yeah, that was a that was a small journey. Yeah, supposedly. Yeah.
It was like 4 days or.
Oh, okay. Yeah. That was a quick trip.
Like the gas station?
Like the gas station. Good tacos, I'm sure. Yeah, that was a quick little trip.
All right. So I'm going to have you propose what you have a proposition. This is something that you consider is instrumental for all men.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Right? At least most. So I'll have you to go ahead and describe and prescribe what you got.
Okay. So this is what and let's start with the word journey. The word journey is it comes from the Latin word diurnus. I believe that's how you pronounce that. Dirunus.
Okay.
This means a day's travel. That's what it means, journey. Right. And so if you were to go on, let's say, a long journey, this would mean a few days travel. Right. So here's what I propose. I propose that you take life one day at a time. Let that be your journey. However, I propose that you pick a path. If you're young, great. If you're a little older, even better. Right? There's an old saying that says the best time to plant a tree is 70 years ago. The second best time is today. So if you're not 20, let's say you're 40, and you're like, man, I'm just now picking a path. Great. But at least you're starting to pick one. Let's pick a path, and then let's travel that path. Let's take the journey day by day. Let's say that your current situation is in chaos. Right? You've got chaos, whether it's of your own hand or maybe the situation you live in. If you're in poverty, if whatever the case is, let's say the situation you're in is it's chaos and it's helpless. It seems. No fret, because here's what you ought to do: take a journey, get a path, go on a journey, and leave that place. In whatever way you need to, leave it.
Of my surroundings?
Yes, leave them.
Oh, no, there's an A&W there that I go to every day. Everybody.
Okay, one day you'll come visit that A&W and you'll buy you and all your friends something. But right now you need to leave. You need to go and build your life. You go create something of yourself.
Okay, so all right. I was keeping this because the woman of my dreams works there. And so
does she? What's it
you
gonna
see
take?
what I mean? You know what I mean? So it's like
yeah.
Nah, you're way off.
I got you.
I'm
What's it
gonna
gonna
stay
take
here.
to get her attention? What's it gonna take? What's it
Oh
gonna
well,
take?
I've been working. Right now I'm doing some like mechanic work, part-time mechanic work, and I've been filling applications so I can work at A&W. I can work there.
Nope. Sleeping Beauty didn't get woken up by the guy that was also in the castle with her. She got
Oh,
woken up by the guy that fought the dragon out front to come get her. And guess what? He wasn't from there. He had to get there by way of journey. So
no, but that's what I was saying. I'm working on like my mechanic stuff.
mhm.
You know, I know that can lead to. I was thinking about being an electrician, but I haven't started taking classes for that yet.
Okay.
But
So
it's just
here's where you're at. You haven't picked a path, and the way you're set now is the longer you do what you're doing now, right? The longer it's going to take when you decide to start doing something.
oh no, yeah, for real.
Yeah.
I was saying that, but like if I can start within like I don't do my mechanic stuff, and then like 2 or 3 years I can start my apprenticeship as a electrician, and then in 8 years I'll be a journeyman. So because I get what you're saying, like you gotta
Right.
take your journey, and so yeah, I'll be a journeyman in like 8 years.
Yeah. So you've wasted your time completely. As a matter of fact, you're kind of wasting my time by talking about how you're going to waste your time. You see how this is time wasting. Listen, it takes 4 years to get your license. If that's what you want, then go do that. If the girl is what you want, then go do that. If being a mechanic is what you want, then go do that. Pick the thing that you want and then go do it. But listen to me. If it's the girl, you won't have her, because the guy that has picked the thing that he wanted and has went and got it and then came back, that's the guy that's going to get her attention. I'm telling you is to be that guy.
Okay.
You need to do something other than what you're doing now, because what you're doing now is, you see how you're kind of all over the place. You're going from being an auto mechanic to an electrician to this other stuff. This is too much. This will not work. This will not work. You have to pick a desired path and travel it. Listen, some of the best soldiers throughout history were the dedicated soldiers that learned how to be soldiers from childhood, and they died soldiers, and that's all they ever did. Right?
Okay.
They were soldiers through and through, from beginning to death, and those were the most fierce, and those were the best. Right?
Yeah, but if we're from a small town, and I know that if I leave,
What are you scared of?
well, she won't be there when I get back, and I like her.
Okay. Have you ever been to a big city?
Oh yeah, we went to San Antonio. It was like it's maybe about 4 years ago,
Hmm.
and
Did you see how many girls were there?
oh man,
Yeah,
man, they were like
everywhere,
yeah,
everywhere.
yeah, but I don't.
It's like a 3-to-1 ratio right now in San Antonio. Houston's even. Listen, I can tell you about Houston, brother. Listen, Houston is like 5-to-1, man. There's so many women in Houston. There's women everywhere, brother. There's more of them where you belong than there is where you're at.
Yeah, but I'm no city slicker. Those girls don't want me. And plus,
Yeah,
I don't
they
know if I
do.
want a city girl. They're too fast. I like this girl, and
I got you.
I just want to be where she's at.
Okay. Yeah, that's a very quick path to travel, man. It's very short lived.
All right.
Yeah, you're right. I mean, you'll take that path and you'll get there pretty quickly. But
Well, no, I'm saying I want to build. Just some things I want to build. I'm hearing what you're saying. I'm like, nah, that makes sense.
Yeah.
So I'm thinking maybe I can work this whole summer and propose to her, and then once we're married, I can really focus. Like I can really focus on.
No, sir. So here's where we'll start. Before we pick the path, you've got to get to know yourself, young man. About yourself that you need to learn, right? You should have done this already. I'm sorry that you haven't, and I apologize that your father didn't teach you this, but this is what should be happening, is you should be getting to know yourself, your strengths, your weaknesses, the things that you desire, because all of this is going to lead you into the thing that you're supposed to be doing, right? And you're going to take these things and you're going to sharpen these skills. It sounds like you have some good hand-eye coordination, some mechanically inclined. Maybe you've got a good work ethic. You take this, you need to sharpen this, and you need to take it and go pack it in your backpack, right? Get all your shit, get it all like this, and then get it together. Get your shit together, throw it in your backpack, and go on your path. right? And as you go, this is what's going to happen: is you're going to learn how to utilize the things that you've learned about yourself. You're going to learn how to utilize them in the most efficient ways, right? They're going to be challenged. You're going to be challenged to the point where you're going to second guess what you thought you knew about yourself, but then you'll persevere and you'll get through, and you'll realize that yes, this was one of your strengths. And as this goes on, you'll learn to rely on your strengths. You'll learn to rely on yourself. You'll start to build meaningful relationships on the way. You'll build a network of sorts that you can always rely on. And then, yeah, that's what you should be doing. And the girl, as far as the girl is concerned, listen, she's looking for someone that's maybe a quarter way through their journey already. That's really what she's interested. She's not looking at you. That's why you feel like you have to go get a job where she's at to get her attention, because she's not looking at you, right? She'll start looking at you if you start your journey, but she's not the important factor here. The importance is that you go and build yourself. Go build yourself, man. Go on a journey. Julius Caesar wanted to rule the Roman Empire. It wasn't an empire, but he wanted to rule it before it was called an empire. And he was treated very poorly, but he was a great warrior, and he knew how to lead men in combat. And he had some enemies in the higher places within Rome, uh, and he went on his journey. And what he did on his journey was he got kidnapped by pirates, and he stole their gold and killed them. Took that gold and found abandoned soldiers.
I'm not gonna go.
Yeah, well, he took that army and came back to Rome and conquered it. That's what he did.
Yeah,
Fought
that's-
Pompey, destroyed him, and then he had every girl that worked at every A&W in the city of Rome.
Yeah, but that's Julius Caesar, man.
This is the story, brother. This is the way this goes.
Wow, man. You like? I think I'm not gonna be like some kind of Tom Cruise and all that. No, man.
Is your father happy with his marriage? In the small town, is your father happy? Is that why he drinks every night? Because he's happy. Your mother, is she happy? She's not happy, is she? They met in this town, didn't they? They got married in this town. Yeah. You see what I'm telling you? I'm telling you to not make the mistake your father made. That's why he didn't teach you this, because he made the mistake.
Craig says, "What's up, brothers?"
Craig, what's up, brother?
He was the bomb, though. Got killed in the end.
Yeah, he got killed in a good way, though. It's good that he got killed.
So this is good. So men should leave. I think about Abraham, and God told him to get away from your countrymen, all your kinsfolk. Get away from them.
Get away from
and go to a place where I will show you. And during that time, he learned some things about himself. You're right.
Mm-hmm. Yep.
Hey, in my life, I went away. I didn't choose this path, but
yeah,
or maybe I did. Right? Maybe I did choose, but I didn't realize I was. So
yeah, it was like a stop on the path that he had chose.
Right.
It was like a detour.
Yeah. And I was able to learn a lot about myself.
Mm-hmm.
I learned that I was selfish. That was new to me. I got kidnapped.
Yeah. yeah. Straight up, man, for kidnapped.
Yeah, I found out about myself that I was selfish, and I never would have, brother. I never would have thought at all that that I was a selfish person. I also learned that I had thinking errors.
Mm-hmm.
And I wouldn't have categorized them as thinking errors. To me, it's just, this is what you do. Like, this is how things work. You know what I'm saying? It works best like this.
Yep.
But there were thinking errors, one of which was, and I've shared this with the lives before, maybe not with, maybe not. I found a lot about myself talking to you there, Sola. Man, praise God,
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm glad you did. You know what I'm saying? And just thinking about one of my thinking errors was what we call risks. I used to take a lot of risks. And what I didn't realize is that risks are for rewards.
Mm-hmm.
You too, Jeff. Ways of thinking. My boy. And
Right
we
on.
appreciate it, man. And we appreciate you tuning in too.
Yeah, right on, brother.
It says a lot. It says a lot.
Yeah.
And how to make smoke you
How to
smoke you in chest. Did he smoke you in chest, brother?
I don't recall any of that.
You don't remember that?
No, I don't recall that. Craig, I don't know, man. I won't admit it.
Yeah, I found out that risk was for rewards.
Yeah.
And you have to be able to balance the risk with the reward. And so here's the example. Brother, if you could rob someone for $10,000,
Mm-hmm.
right? Rob someone for $10,000, I would stop there. 10 grand? Bro, he gonna have 10 grand on him? Bet. I would stop there, bro. 10 grand.
Yeah.
That's it.
That's all I need to do. Yeah.
Right. So this is called the cost benefit analysis. I never factored this in. Remember I talked to you about this?
Yeah, I'm glad I do them every day now, like 4 times a day.
There you go. Cost benefit analysis and risk assessment.
Mm-hmm.
So I could get he says he knows he lives across from me. But the thing is, it's addicting. Was that chess game? It was addicting, and you will want more. That's my addiction. Fast money.
Are you talking about the risky?
The
risky life.
Risk.
Addicting,
I got you. Yep.
Mm-hmm.
So the guy has 10 grand. I can go get it from him. But the risk involved in that is, at the very least, getting caught.
Yeah.
All right.
Yep.
A risk of getting caught.
Mm-hmm.
At the very worst, or the very most, death. I could die, or I could kill someone. So both of those, I don't know which one's worse. But I could lose my life, or somebody lose their life potentially for 10 grand. Now, when you think about that 10 grand, put that 10 grand up to getting locked up.
Mm-hmm.
Some people will still take the risk, right? Yeah, I can get locked up. I'll be back out. Well, how much time would you do? Robbery, aggravated robbery, 5 to 99.
That's 5 to 99. Yeah.
So let's do in Texas. So let's get 5 years. How long will you do on the first offense? 5 years.
Yeah, we can say 5 years. You do at least half.
Oh, I'm about to say
that. Yeah, you'll do a minimum of half, but you'll probably do 3, 4.
Yeah, it's aggravated. It's an aggravated case.
Yeah.
Right. You're gonna come up for your first parole in 2.5 years.
Mm-hmm.
What's the likelihood you make your first parole?
Nah, it's not high.
All right, so let's just round it out to 3 years.
Yeah.
60% of your time.
About right, yeah.
Okay. So $10,000, how much you think you can make in a year's time? Of just working. Let's just use minimum wage.
Yeah, 20,000.
$20,000.
25, 20, 25, something like that.
So how much you think you can make in put that together with 3 years? 3 years.
In 3 years you could generate $70,000.
All right. But I went and stole $3,000. I mean, I went and stole $10,000, which is only about $3,000 a year.
$3,000, yeah.
Now you see the math, the cost benefit analysis tells you that that's not a good risk to take.
Yeah.
Risk are for reward. I don't want you to think you shouldn't take risks. Don't ever believe that you should never take risks. You should take risks because that's where rewards come from. if you never take a risk, you don't have to ever worry about a reward.
Yeah,
Okay?
for sure. Yeah, there's no reward without risk. Brother, that's a good point because I can apply that to anything.
Yes, sir.
Anything. When I'm rewarded with, maybe a vacation with my wife,
Yes, sir.
that involved risk, lots of it.
Right. Right. But at the time, you don't sit back and think about all that till it's too late. It's true. You don't think about it. So that's how I found out that I had thinking errors. At first, I was just like, nah, man, I do my thing, man. I know what I'm saying. Everybody different, whatever. But that's how I do it. That's how I get down, right? So my mindset was, I didn't realize if you want to live a long time, if you want to be happy, if you're putting yourself at more risk than is worth it, you're not going to be happy. You have to, you got to know that the odds are not in your favor. The numbers are not in your favor.
Right.
And it's no wonder I kept falling into ditches time after time again. So I'm not afraid. It has nothing to do with fear. Like, oh, this, because that's what I would look at. Oh, I ain't scared, bro. I ain't worried about that, bro. I'm finna go do this, whatever. And I put together 2 of them, maybe 5, before I had to pay for it. You know what I'm saying? And then do another 3 or 4, and then now you got to pay for it different ways.
Right. And that time that you have to pay, it gets more expensive as you get older.
That is true.
A year in your 30s is more expensive than a year in your 20s.
Very true.
Yeah.
Now I think about it, LOL. I'll be like, I can hit this fool and knock him out, and I can go back. That's true. That's true. So you just think I learned that about myself. This Craig says he learned his addiction was fast money. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
But we're looking at this fast money. How much money could you make if you just made the money the regular way and didn't have to worry about getting locked up, as opposed to actually getting locked up? But man, you saw $70,000 in 2 months. That's not bad. You know what I'm saying? That's a lot of money. Let's not say 2 months before some people are like, no, I'll take that risk.
Yeah, that's
more realistically, a whole summer, right? And you put together 70 grand, not bad. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
But well, that's just 3 months. Like 5 months.
Right.
How's that, Jeff? 5 months.
Yeah.
All right. Because the first month was still low, and then you started building some momentum, and finally, all right, 70,000. Cool.
Right.
Like, man, I'll do that, man. I'll do that. But you can make $70,000 in 1 year.
Yeah.
Working a decent job, getting some skills together, working a decent job, make 70 grand.
Yeah, and there's other factors that there's still risk involved that can bring this kind of money in, right? Like you can make that in 5 months working a job that has a lot of hours.
Right.
You could go work in the oil field or, shut down work for 5 months and come back with 70,000. There's still a lot of risk involved, but not as much, like way less risk. You're kind of taking on an unbalanced level of risk to reward on the first one.
Right.
Whereas this is a more balanced risk to reward because you're still going to risk a lot. You still have the potential to lose your life or limb or your wife, whatever. You know what I'm saying? You go for 5 months to go work on the road. Yeah,
right.
It's a risk. It's a risk, but I think it's less risky, similar reward.
Yeah, you just look at you. So I was able to figure that stuff out about myself. Jeff, you had some things you figured out when on your journey?
Oh yeah. I realized I was walking around with a backpack that had damn near all my solutions to life's problems. I didn't even know it. Right there in my backpack. I was lost, and the whole time I had a compass and a map in my backpack. Didn't even know it.
Wow.
And what I mean by that is I didn't know anything about myself. Anything. I had no idea. If you would have asked me what I was good at, I wouldn't have had an answer for you.
Okay.
And that's what I learned while I was away on my journey. Is I learned that there was actually quite a few things that I was good at, and there was even a couple of things that I was exceptional at. Right. And I also had all this empty space that was ready for information, empty storage space that was just not being used. It was just sitting there. And so I started filling it up with information. I started using the stuff in my backpack to solve my problems. And I was, Now I can read a compass and look at a map and not be lost. So now I'm no longer lost, and when I need light, I have it. That's the way. That's my analogy, right? Is I had this backpack full of stuff, didn't even know,
It is.
never took inventory, and so I had self inventory. Came out of that place with quite a bit of work to do, a lot to grow still, but damn it, I had tools, man.
How about that?
I had tools.
How about that? Okay, so let's think about the men who haven't had a grasp of where they're going or where they want to end up. You suggested that the guy from that small city get out of that town. Go ahead and get out of there.
Yeah, get out of there, man.
All right, go where?
Go somewhere else. There's more to life than what you see in this small town. So here's the problem. I'm not against small town living. I'm totally not against it. I think people are better off living far away from each other, actually. But there's so much more to life than a small upbringing, and that's one of the benefits to, I guess, what would be called the city life, is you get exposed because now people from all over the world are coming here. They're not going to your small town. All the people from all over the world aren't going to this small town where there's an A&W with a pretty girl behind the counter. They're all going to the big city.
Yeah, but you haven't seen her.
Yeah, well, whatever. Nobody else wants to see her because there's 1,000 of them on one street in this big city.
Okay, but I don't know. Yeah, I just like her so much.
Yeah, I hear you, man. But it's because you haven't met anyone else. That's the only reason you're so adamant about her.
Well, because we were in second grade together. And but listen, we were in second grade together, and that's when she stole my heart, man. And
your heart was still developing. Okay, she stole what? A quarter of the size of your heart you have now? Your heart's like 4 times the size it was when you were in second grade. This is not all right. Okay. You also used to like Power Ranger underwear. Do you still wear Power Ranger underwear? All right, then. So get rid of the second grade. Now listen, the thing is, you get out of this small town. No problem with small towns, but this is the problem with it, is you're not connected to the rest of the world. You're missing out on everything else that's out there. And the good thing about today's life is that you have access to the world, man. You can meet people from all over the world. And this helps shape your perspective. This helps give you understanding when you realize that people are coming from much worse environments and they're doing phenomenally better than you are, right? There's all kinds of stuff to see. There's all kinds of things to do. There's jobs everywhere. There's all kinds of different fields and trades and different opportunities that you don't even know about. You don't even know they exist. You don't even know they exist. If I asked you, game 10 different ways someone can make $200,000 a year, you don't have an answer. You can rattle off like 2 of them. You'll probably start with doctor, lawyer. Yeah. What do you got next? What else? I'll give 8 more reasons, 8 more ways someone can make $200,000 a year. Doctor, lawyer. What else? What you got? A business owner, somebody owns a business.
Yeah, okay. So Carl, the guy, he owns the gas station and the A&W.
He doesn't make $200,000 a year. Talk to me about somebody else. Give me something else. Let's say business owner, in case he does. What else? 7 more ways. Okay, so that you can make $200,000 a year. You got nothing. You know why you got nothing? Because you've never been any damn where. Listen, there is 400,000 ways to make $200,000 a year. There's a lot of ways to make it, and you don't know any of them. You understand? The reason you don't know any of them is because you haven't been anywhere. You haven't been anywhere. And so you need to go somewhere. You need to go get somewhere, man. All the men that you've ever looked up to, they've left home and went on their journeys.
Well, I know that if I go into the military and make a military career, I can become a general and make $200,000. So
okay, well then do that. Do that. Start there. Let's start there.
Oh,
all right.
Well,
what's your physical fitness like?
No, I wasn't saying that I wanted to do it. I was saying
I'll take you there. Do you want me to take you to the recruiter's office? We got to go to the next town over because of how small your town is, but I can take you.
Well,
we can start there, brother. All you need to do is know how to do push-ups and run. Can you run? You know how to run? Can you do push-ups?
Well, the A&W is.
Do you want me to yell at you? I'll yell at you. You want me to yell at you? Snap out of it. You got to go.
Brother, is that why those people are able to put their lives together, brother? They leave
absolutely.
The military?
Absolutely. And here's the biggest benefit of this, guys, is it creates a sense of self-sustainability,
Okay.
because there's no one there to tell you what's going on. The only hope you have is that you're paying attention. That's it. And if you're not paying enough attention, you'll be confused. And so to be aware is to be alive. So you have to go somewhere new where now you have to pay attention of your surroundings. You have to follow the rules. You have to learn these new things and this new thing. This starts building some serious character development, because now you're relying on yourself, and no one's going to come wake you up at 4 a.m. for PT. You need to wake up at 4 a.m. So on and so forth, right? And if it's not the military, let's say you're going to go hit the road and do construction. You got to get up and be at work. You got to figure out how to fix your car. You got to get gas in that car. You got to get tools. You understand? You got to learn how to read prints. This is the way of the world, and this is what's going to create the best path for success, especially if you don't know where you're at right now or where to go from here. Young man, listen to me. If you're in a spot right now and you don't know where to go, you don't know what to do from here, listen to what I'm telling you, right? While maintaining responsibilities. If you have children and stuff, you need to keep these things in mind. What you need to be doing is looking at the adventure that you need to go on. What path do you need to take, and what path do you need to stick to? Or if you already started a path, why aren't you still on it? Why aren't you still moving? You need to continue moving on this path.
COVID.
That doesn't matter. Did you say COVID? This is an excuse. A lot of people got rich because of COVID. So what are you talking about? I didn't know. No,
Yeah.
you were relieved when you got that call and they told you not to come in because of the shutdown. You were like, oh yes, heck yeah.
Yeah, until I got bored.
Yeah, and then you bought an Xbox. And now look at you. Now you can't get off that thing. Now you don't want to go back to work. Stop the madness. Get back on your path, man.
I got you. You know, when you're saying this, it reminds me of certain artists who will leave their hometown and they'll go somewhere. You know, UGK. You know, Bun B and Pimp C, they left Port Arthur and came to Houston, Texas. Made a life. And quite a few artists, brother. You know, they'll leave where from. Travis Scott, he left Houston and went about his way to work with people in Atlanta and Kanye West and everybody else. Now he's doing very well.
Yep. Drake left Canada, came to America.
Yeah. Yeah. Justin Bieber, right?
Yeah.
Okay. What are some of the disadvantages if you do that, brother?
The disadvantages, your support system will be very, very low, and so this is part of the strengthening process, right? But you need to be aware of this. You won't have much support because you're more than likely you'll be on your own, and so there's obviously ways to counter these disadvantages, but that's going to be one of them off the rip, is that you're going to start your path and you're going to be out there by yourself, and so. Weigh that, make arrangements, weigh it out. But another disadvantage is going to be endurance. That's a disadvantage. It's going to take endurance, longevity, right? This is a very slow path. It can be. And so you have to be ready to, I don't know how long your path is. I don't know what your path you're taking. You know what I mean? But there's guys that took a path that took them a very long time.
So, because if I wanted to be a farmer, that's a long path because I got to buy land.
Yeah, it's a long path, man. And so you're going to have to work. You're going to have to work, and you're going to have endurance and long suffering. And that means that you'll be suffering for a long time. So,
well, I don't. I know some guy. He doesn't have to go anywhere. He's a salesperson.
Yeah, I don't. That's someone else's path. Why are you even looking over there?
No, I was just saying he didn't have to go nowhere.
Okay. Do you want to go be him? Would you like to go cuddle with him? Maybe he can be the big spoon. Do you want to go little spoon cuddle that guy? Because that's
I was just giving you an example. No, I don't want to go be a little spoon.
All right, then. What are you talking about the sales guy for? Is that you
I
want to
was saying like it's an example of somebody that didn't have to leave. He sells John Deere.
Oh, okay. That's cool.
He
Yeah.
sells John Deere. He sells tractors. He sells
Yeah, he's
side by sides. He sells.
he's just prolonging his path, man. That's all that is. He how did he get that job? Let me guess. His uncle works at the Tractor Supply.
His dad.
His dad. Okay, yeah. He's just prolonging his journey, brother. That's all. That's all he's doing. You know what I mean? You don't have to go little spoon. I didn't mean any disrespect by that.
Yeah, well,
he's prolonging his path, man. Let's look at what we're looking at, all right?
I got it, brother. You said the disadvantages would be no support system, and that's not too bad because he's a man. You got to figure it out.
But
you know what?
The self-support is by removing the outside support.
Yeah, it's good. I want to go to the animal kingdom real quick, and then I guess we'll get close to closing. In the animal kingdom, the male lion, and this may be for other species as well, but the male lion, when he gets to a certain age, he gets kicked out of the pride. Get out of here.
Mm-hmm.
You're starting to get a mane? Get out. Get away from him.
He's got to go.
He got to go, man.
Yeah.
And so that young lion doesn't have any women, right? He doesn't have any, I guess they're not women, but you know what I'm saying. He doesn't have any female lions around him, lionesses.
Yeah.
And so he roams, brother. He may roam for 2 years. He just roams. And he figures things out until he gets strong enough to find a pride that he says, nah, I'm going to go ahead and take over.
Yeah. That's pretty good.
Right? And so if the protector of that pride is old or just not ready, because this kid has had to survive on his own and he's hungry, he wants it, brother.
Mm-hmm.
If he wins, he gets that pride. He's probably going to kill that other lion's little cubs.
Mm-hmm.
He takes those female lions, and here. That's it, brother. It's mine now. It's where I live.
Yep,
it's me. And so it reminds me of what you're saying to take a journey. And sometimes you may here I see it, right. You got to recreate yourself. Your mother, your friends, everybody looks at you as you're just, man. Wait a minute, man. You're the one that barfed when we were eating that corn, and there was nothing even wrong with
it. Yeah. You cried at that pizza party that one time. We all saw you do it.
So you got to get away from that, right, Jeff?
You got to get away from that. You can't transition from childhood into manhood around the people that saw you as a child. They'll never see you as a man, brother. You're always a child.
Yeah. So you got to get out of there and recreate yourself. Those people are where you're going. They don't know about that.
Yeah.
Because that's not you. That was when you were a kid when that happened. And you're growing into something else. So that you're right. Because isn't that how they treated the Christ?
Yeah.
They say, hey, we know you and your sisters.
Yeah.
You're the son of a carpenter, man. What are you over here talking about?
Your dad builds stuff with wood. Now all of a sudden you're
right. And when we heard that's not even your dad.
Oh man. Yeah.
Right. And so he said that a prophet is without honor except in his own country. Everywhere else he goes, he's good. But where he's from, they remember you.
Yeah.
So not only do you choose a career path, because that's part of what we're talking about too, right? Not only do you choose a career path, but sometimes you got to get away, take a real journey away, turn yourself into something. You don't necessarily have to come back. Matthew McConaughey is from Uvalde, Texas, Jeff. You heard what I just said?
Yes,
the
sir.
Person that everybody knows?
Everybody knows that guy? Yeah. Yes, sir.
Right? And everybody that lives in Texas didn't even know of a Uvalde.
Yep.
Right? But all of us know that Matthew McConaughey is a person. We all know who that is.
Yeah.
He got away from there, Jeff. You can't make it in Hollywood from Uvalde.
No, they can't Skype your success from Uvalde to Hollywood, brother. No, you got to go to Hollywood.
Gotta go to Hollywood.
And you got to stay in Hollywood or near it, you know.
You got to go through all the tough times that comes with that, right?
Yeah, yeah. Jamie Foxx is from Texas. He's from Dallas, I believe. He's from small town in Texas.
Yeah. Is it Temple, Texas, or something like that? Or Tyler, Texas? One of the
Tyler,
two.
yeah, maybe Tyler, something like that. Yeah.
Not too bad. What about Michael Jackson? Where is he from?
I have no idea.
Oh, he's from Indianapolis, brother. See?
Nobody super famous is from Indianapolis.
Yeah, Michael Jackson is.
No, he's not. Nobody else is super famous.
Nobody else.
Nobody else. Yeah, there you go, though. He's got to get out of there. He couldn't do it in Indianapolis. Yep.
So there's a lot of figuring out. There's a lot that we have to figure out. But you gotta leave. You gotta leave either your way of thinking, start there, get on your career, on your path, to lead you to your career, and then you also should, as a young man, get away.
Yeah.
You think about Detroit Red.
Yep.
You know who that is, Jeff?
Yes, sir. Yeah. Well, I met the next version of Detroit Red. I didn't meet him, but that's who I got familiar with.
Okay, yeah.
Yeah. I didn't find out about Detroit Red until after I found out about the other guy.
Got you. Malcolm Little.
Yes, sir.
Hey, not only did he leave and go to, what we would call the penitentiary, but he left Detroit and went to New York. And that's kind of where he got, his claim to fame as a hustler and all that kind of stuff.
Yeah.
He was real cool with a guy named Red Fox, two red people, two red faces.
Yeah.
Red Fox is one of his best friends, brother.
Yeah.
I see.
Yeah. And there's something big about the name change. You see that from a lot of guys. You see it in the Bible. Guys that they go on to this next stage in their life and their names are different.
That's true.
Cassius Clay changed his name to Muhammad Ali, and that's how we know him. We know him as Muhammad Ali.
Right.
And he fought for that. A lot of people kept calling him Cassius Clay when he was early on in his career. And he would openly tell him, quit calling me that. I'm Muhammad Ali now. And that's who we got to know was the Muhammad Ali. Not Cassius Clay. It was Muhammad Ali is who we know.
That's true.
And this is the importance of this thing. That's what we're talking about here is that step towards manhood, that step towards your path, your journey, man. You're not the child. Stop being the child.